unanswered questions do we have left for the movie to give us? Like and comment below if you're really excited for the Venture Bros movie to come out. So we're just going to be discussing a few of the questions we have left and see if we have any we can answer. First of all, time travel. We know Billy and Doc have been time traveling. Why? How? When?
Anything else? Crap, a caveman! And Malcolm? What are you doing in 70 million years ago?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get an answer in the show. It would also be completely within the wheelhouse to just not explain that scene ever. But who knows? What do you think? Next up, will we see Henry Killinger return?
Your powers are useless on me, you silly Billy.
He has had a massive influence on the show over the years, but after his duel with the investors, he maybe fulfilled his purpose and won't be showing up, but hopefully we'll get a return and somebody can be called a silly Billy again. The whereabouts of Monstroso. Monstroso went missing and was dropped off a helicarrier at the end of season 4. So it is unlikely we'll see him return, but we've not seen a corpse. That means he may not be dead. Also, Molotov cocktease. We did see her become an OSI member and get her own super suit. She is a powerful super assassin with a long history of Brock, and since Warriana isn't showing up in the film, he still needs some form of love interest. So who knows? Maybe we'll see the return of Molotov. It seems like a good possibility, and you know, she's a character that might deserve a send-off.
I gave Red Hair a list of chores and she took out the garbage.
What? Are you nuts?
What happened between the Geld and the Peril partnership? We know that the Monarch and Red Death managed to eliminate most of the Peril partnership's leadership. Maybe that made room for Arch to move in, or maybe Arch is some sort of subdivision.
Maybe it's the other track. Tick. Not bad for an old man, huh?
Red Death left Blind Rage to die on those trail tracks, but maybe he escaped to Canada, and that's part of the reason Arch is finally making their move. Brock's brother, another mystery that's sort of been hinted at throughout the season. We don't know anything about Brock's brother, so maybe he'll show up, maybe he won't. Again, it's kind of late in the day for bringing in new characters. Who opened the bay doors? If we do have any flashbacks in the show, or potentially time travel, I could very easily see Rusty being the culprit. Either his crappy action figures being left around, or time traveling Rusty. I don't know, if he got his hands on the time machine, I would not put it past him to go back in time and kill his own father. It seems like a Rusty kind of a move, even if he did it by accident, which actually seems more Rusty.
Kill the caveman! Alright, get back in the time machine. Let's go back farther and fix this too.
Scare Bear. Will we ever get answers on who is the mysterious figure walking around in the bear costume? I don't think we will, but he did help Hank become the Bat in the end, so maybe there'll be some form of bear-bat team-up. And we'll finally find out his true identity. And I still think it is a Brock from an alternate universe, but that's insane. Hank and Dean's mum. Obviously we know it's Bobby St. Simone, but we still know nothing about Bobby St. Simone. We don't know what she looks like, we only know who her voice actor is. So that still leaves us with a few unanswered questions.
Oh, hey, speaking of, OSI wants the head for research and crap. You cool with that?
Don't you fret.
What is the OSI doing with Jonas's head? It could have just been a one-off gag. We've seen many a times in actual history, great scientists' brains being taken and studied, but with no actual real-world effects. But this is a super secret, high-tech government agency, so maybe they will be fueling some sort of supercomputer with his intelligence. Who killed the Monarch's parents? Their plane went down over the New Jersey Pine Barrens, and somebody blew it up. I've always suspected it was Jonas, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did get an answer to that in the movie, since we are going to be looking into the Monarch's heritage at some point. Will Dharma ever find out who his real mum is? Obviously it was the person he thinks his sister is, who happened to sleep with 2 members of the Venture family. Nikki, I don't know, I think she's going to show up again in the film, but we haven't seen Kate McKinnon on any of the IMDb stuff, so there's a good chance she won't show up. But hopefully we can get some form of closure for the extended Venture family. What was up with the orb? We know somebody placed clues into the cartoon, revealing the secret location of the orb. I've always assumed it was Jonah's Venture, but now time travel has been brought into the mix. Maybe this was all Billy's doing. Maybe Billy needed the orb to not work that day. Maybe Billy was hiding clues in the cartoon. Maybe time traveling Billy's going to be a super genius. I don't know. I doubt it. Will we see Baron von Underbite show up once again in the film? He jumped into Fat Chance's portal and potentially escaped Gargantua too. And he was quite an important character in the early seasons, so maybe he'll show up again for one last hurrah. And talking about Billy, what was his mum up to in the Team Venture days? Maybe that's going to be the Monarch's real mother. Again, I doubt it, but who the hell knows with this show? And finally, cigar.